Anyway, chat, let's watch this clip. This video. I think it's a banger. We'll see. Wig basically complaining about comp. I don't know why it's loading so long.
I'm gonna be real. I have been hearing this talk back and forth for years, for 5 years now. Every year,
and this one,
the same exact shit.
was 1 year old,
off,
and it's
like, I'm actually like
so
pretty
good.
mad. And I never really express when I'm angry. I usually like to push it down and not talk about shit. Now let me talk real quick. JMO tweeted, "It might become my life mission to try to convince EA/Respawn to start supporting esports orgs and Apex Legends." And then Minus Tempo literally.
Yo, Danny the thing. Appreciate you for the prime, bro. Much love, man.
Said EA took a
amen. Sometimes you have good takes. This is one of them. Good
chance and supported orgs for years in good faith, which, by the way, is entirely true. Organizations within the partner program were literally receiving $100,000 just to be within Apex, which is not a crazy part.
1.2 mil.
Partner program, but it's still really, really good. It basically covers all the salary costs for teams year round, which is pretty wicked. That's a really, really big faith move by EA for sure. But I don't think that's enough. We'll go through it. And they said money just took advantage of the support, and both players/orgs did nothing outside of I started scrims, so I did my job, which is entirely true. For pros that think that they just immediately deserve a salary because they stream, congratulations. That is not how a brand is built.
I
don't know if people need to go to business and content creation 101, but your brand is not built because you.
No, so there was a partnership program. There was like 9 or 10 partnership orgs or whatever, and EA would just hand them out money. And I believe EA was spending 1.2 mil a year on it. I thought it was per team, but since he's saying 100K, I'm assuming it's 12 partner teams and they all got 100K. So that means EA is just saying, hey guys, TSM, here's 100K. Do whatever you want with it. Like, do literally whatever you want with the money. You just have to have a team in Apex.
Press start streaming. Your brand is built because you work on all layers and all forms of content throughout your stream and establish who you are within a community, not just by going live. That literally is an insane thing to think that you are entitled to $3,000 a month just because you scrim. Just scrimming without content and then going to LAN and not even making top 5 every single time is an unbelievably entitled opinion that pros need to literally sit down and think about. Because, man, my goodness gracious, it is unbelievable how much more I support pro players than they support themselves. Genuinely, it is unbelievable. I push out pro players more content than they push out their own, and that is entirely true. That is without a doubt correct. I support the pro players more than they support themselves. Not all of them, but majority. The ones that grind rank, the ones that create a brand for themselves. There are some that do that for sure, but that's not even the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this, brother. The
real. Yo, Frank, thanks for the prime. I appreciate it, man. 100% Wig. 100%. If you are if you're competing in a shit esports like Apex, you need a brand. 100%. And the people not doing it are don't want to be a pro bad enough, or is lazy, or a bunch of reasons, right? A bunch of different reasons. The key word that I just used though is like the esport is bad. You look at any real esports, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, right? I only want to use those two examples because that's what we should strive to be like. Those two esports, you don't need a personal brand. I mean, you look at any fucking real sport, you don't need a personal brand. That's because the game is good enough for it to just work. And the main focus, the only focus that matters is skill, competitiveness, and exceeding, like getting better. That's all that matters. It's literally all that matters. And there is a foundation that can support that because, you know, it's already like there's already viewership, there's already this, there's already like ROI, there's already all of this shit. That's great. But Apex is not like that. So Wig is 100% right. Wig is 100% right. Will Apex get like that? Hopefully. I don't even think so, but maybe.
Words, the verbiage, the unprofessionalism that pro players have within themselves and within their teams is a direct correlation to sponsors and organizations to.
You absolutely need a personal brand, League of Legends. Look at Caps. Caps has no personal brand. The only brand that Caps has is how do I word this? It's like given to him. It's given to him. Caps doesn't. I'm pretty. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I can use a different example, but I'm pretty sure Caps doesn't stream. He doesn't really tweet, and he has been given the brand that he has now from casters, from watch parties, all of this shit, because he's like insane, and that's it. Which is cool. Let me find another example. Device from Counter-Strike. Absolutely no brand. He doesn't stream. He doesn't tweet. He does nothing. But he is like, you know, everyone gives him the brand. Oh, the Tom Cruise of Counter-Strike. Oh, the GOAT, the Danish, whatever. All of this shit, right? So yeah, like I said, you don't need to build a brand in any other game. In any of the top esports. It's only really Apex, but Wigg is still right because Apex is just not where it should be.
Not want to pick them up. And it is crazy to think about the entitlement that pros feel just because they scrim. That you are not entitled to anything. You are actually lucky that Apex right now in NA is such a niche esport that no one has come and taken your job. Because truly, bro, this shit pissed me off, and I have not been this pissed off in Apex and at the community in a very long time, because this fucking discourse is so stupid. Like, it is unreal. And I'm usually a guy of good vibes. I usually never bring the negative vibes, but both sides are wrong. Dude, the pro Apex scene, it is unbelievable how entitled some people are. And when you say some people, every pro takes an offense to what you're saying. That is, when I say some people, and some pros, I mean some pros. Some pros are deserving of $3,000 a month. And I'm not the salary guard. I'm not here to tell you who deserves what money, who deserves where. This is not my job. That's within the esports org to deem who is worthy. But for me as an organization and someone who wants to own an organization, I would never, ever in my life, never, I don't give a fuck. If you're not placing top 3 every LAN, there's not a world where I'm paying you $3,000 a month to even represent my organization. Because if you are not streaming, you are not tweeting, you are not creating a brand for yourself on other platforms, then why the fuck am I paying you? Why am I paying you, bro? Why am I paying you to go full time if you're not utilizing that money to help yourself go full time and advance your career further? It is pointless. Apex is one of the only esports that you can literally stream every day of practice. Valorant cannot do it. And so many other esports and strategy games cannot do it. And again, I will say this, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am so fed up of being humble and just fucking listening to these dog shit takes. I support pro players more than they support themselves. And that should never be the case. Never be the case. Never, ever, ever. That's not my problem, J-Mo. You guys not getting signed.
Honestly, it might be bad for me to agree on this, right? Because like obviously I'm the one that at the end of the day it affects, right? If J-Mo got his way, I'm saying that because he's the one that tweeted it. Then that would benefit me, right? So I technically, it's like beneficial for me to disagree with this and create an argument against it, blah blah blah, all of this shit. But it's so true, dude. It's so true, and it's unfortunate that it's true. Because other top esports, it's not true. You know what I'm saying? So it is unfortunate. But we also just need to realize that Apex isn't like one of those heavy hitter games, right? It's not Valorant, who came out and instantly had like crazy support from Riot Games. You know what I mean? We got EA, and unfortunately we have EA. Unfortunate the game isn't as popular as other games. All of this other shit, right? And taking all of that into account, Nicewigg is right. It really isn't much to say about this, and it is pretty. It's like very like privileged. I want to say to assume that there should be help and all, like there should be all of this stuff done. As much as I wish there was, I wish there was stuff that was done, right, to like artificially keep it alive, right? I'm passionate about the game. You know, it would benefit me. All of this other shit. But also, like, if let's assume for a second that EA is not a business, and the main purpose here is to make the game as competitive as possible, right? If you make it as competitive as possible, maybe you get more viewership, maybe you get the game better, maybe fucking you get $1 billion, maybe everything, right? But if you make the game more competitive, you can do that by doing this funding shit, and that would be cool, right? But now let's realize that EA is a business and they need a profit. Are they gonna profit from making the competitive scene better? Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, regardless, we can't really, us players, we can't really like just sit around and wait and pray we get fucking spoon fed. You know what I mean? So
it's not a correlation to what I'm talking about right now. That is a completely different correlation, which I'm going to talk about. So yes, on the side of JMO and your team not getting signed, you have a good brand. Do I believe your team is worthy of getting paid? Correct. Do I think that EA and organizations should be doing a better job of actually supporting players? Correct. But on the other side of things, there's so many players that are not deserving of that money. EA, Respawn, 100%, without a doubt, should be supporting this scene way better than they are right now with the income Apex make.
The number of teams in this game compared to almost any other major game is the most untalked about factor. More teams means needing more orgs and more esports support. The cost benefit ratio might not be worth it. Yeah, I mean that too. I mean, if they were to support orgs, they would need to support a lot of orgs. Whereas, like, you look at, let's take the LEC for instance, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the exact number, but there's like 8 LEC teams in League of Legends European League or something like that. 8, I think. So, you know, if you needed to support them, it's only 8 teams, and that's not that bad. But in Apex, there's 20 teams in the finals, but there's 40 teams that could make finals, and there could even be teams apart from that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's, if you want to support it, you need to support a lot, and then it's going to be very expensive, and then is it even worth it at the end of the day? Or do you just support everyone with a low sum of money, so, you know, every org gets, like, I don't know, $3,000 per org to spend, and then it's like 1,000 salary per player. And then, okay, well, what's the point of that? That's probably not going to make any org stay in Apex if they don't really want to stay. So it's like, I don't know. Do you think a big percentage of Apex pros won't survive in CS/LoL with their attitude towards the game and the scene being absolute dog shit? I think yes. If they had the same attitude in, they had the same attitude that they have in Apex, and they were in CS or LoL, yes, they wouldn't survive. But I don't think they would have the same attitude in these games because there is better funding. There's better. It's a completely different structure. It's just more structured. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're in one of those games, if you're good but you're not working, you get dropped anyway. Whereas in Apex, there's not even that many good players. So if you're good and you're not working, well, you know, you still get picked up. So it's not a very professional game. I mean, the roster locks is such a big issue. It makes it very, very childish. Just a lot of shit makes the game very childish. It's not very professional. So yeah, if they kept the same attitude in those other games, they wouldn't succeed, but they probably wouldn't keep the same attitude.
And that is entirely true. We should be having team skins. We should be having team banners. So many different things can go on for EA to be more supportive of the Apex scene. I mean, shit, bro, the EAFC literally has their own team skins when it comes to FIFA and all that stuff. But that is true. But two things can be right. And I'm so tired of seeing tons of pros who do nothing for their brand. And sadly, you will fade away. And this is a tough take to have. And it's so shitty to say. But some of y'all will fade away. You will be drifting from esports in your future because you are doing nothing with what you have right now. And that is a shame because some of you are so talented, some of you are so funny, but if all you want is your Apex lifespan, then here you go, that's what you're gonna get. But I'm so tired of seeing these takes back and forth. Bro, we know both sides are correct. It is obvious. But when me, someone who doesn't even play the game, is watch partying more than you play, and I am creating more content for a game I watch than I play, than you playing at a high professional level, people respect your opinion more. People want to watch you.
Okay, I think Wig is getting a little bit ahead of himself. He's like, it kind of sounds like he's, you know, like putting himself on this pedestal that, oh, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing that for you, and you guys are benefiting from me. And it's like, that's not really the case either, though, because at the end of the day, I mean, I can tell about Amphi as an example. I told Amphi from the very start, yo, listen, you should stream, blah 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 blah, right? I'll raid you every single time I can. I'll help you grow, all of this stuff. And Amphi told me, listen, all I want to do is compete. Once I'm out of Apex, I have IRL stuff that I'm gonna attend to, and I don't care about esports further than just I want to do good in Apex. That's all, right? So at the end of the day, you know, there are people like that, and Wig, let's not fool anyone. You're doing it for yourself too, and you are making more, like you are profiting the most off of this. I mean, there's another thing also, which is like the content that Wig provides is watch partying. There's always something to watch, but for players, there's not always something to play. I mean, what if you don't crawl? You know, all of this other shit, right? But I feel like Wig is just getting a little bit ahead of himself here. I feel like he's not really staying on topic. It's like, he's very right in what he's saying though. Like, people need to do more for the brand. But also the other side of the coin, which he was just referring to, what he was saying. What was he saying? He was saying, fuck. Let me try to. He was saying that both sides are right, right? So what JMO was saying, which was like, we need support, right? That's also right in the sense of skins, which is what he was referring to with FIFA, I think it was. There's org skins, and org skins just allow EA to make money, and it allows orgs to make money, right? And it allows fans to, you know, do something, like be a fan, right? So both sides are right.
Play more than me. You should be creating more content than me. My content comes.
Wait, you misheard him, low-key. Wig didn't say he was doing it anything for anybody. He was doing it for the Apex scene and game popularity. No, like doing it for the Apex scene and game popularity, like, strips down on everyone else, right? So I'm sorry if I misspoke. I didn't mean he said he's doing it for anybody specific, but like for the Apex scene, that's more what I meant.
Through you, my content comes through the pros, and I'm getting. What makes no sense is that I'm pushing my shit harder. Bro, push your shit harder. People want to watch you. People want to see what your opinions are. And the only pro player that has truly taken their pro career and turned it into a content space and a actual good marketing strategy is his Watson. There's literally no one else. But there are so many other talented players, talented streamers that could expand and go outside their demographic of just turning a stream on, and they don't. And they don't. And that is a shame. And to me, just because you press go live and you tweet 2 times a month, you are not worthy of a salary. And dude, I'm so tired of seeing this take. And on the other side of things, bro, EA and Respawn, and this is completely mask off, and I'm kind of tired of having the mask on, whatever it may be. Bro, I am so tired of seeing EA and Respawn not supporting the game properly. It's true. I couldn't agree more. I think the partner program going away is abysmal. The bare minimum was done last year. Honestly, below the bare minimum.
Wait, what is this? So his Watson has Solus 2K though. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Oh, it's an editor. I think I'm getting the gist of things. I mean, you're basically saying, it's hard to do competitive and content at the same time. Yeah, that's 100% true. 100% true.
The EWC Apex ALGS midseason collab was egregious. You already saved money with the ALGS Open. Why are we collabing with EWC for the midseason playoffs? We saved money with the Open because it's a smaller tournament already at a smaller venue, with all those people pretty much having to pay for their way over to New Orleans. And then we have the EA ALGS EWC collab, which is awful. That was the bare minimum, man. The bare minimum went on this year for ALGS. And now we have a 6-month gap. Now, here's where the content for pro players needs to step up. Because now, from here till January, or the end of Pro League Split 2 till January, why would I sign you? Why would I sign you if you're not doing anything? Why would an organization waste $9,000 a month on you if from Split 2 to January you are doing nothing? You're doing nothing. Like, come on. And again, bro, the professionalism of Apex players.
Hal is doing it. He competed, and this is not really viable content strategy though. Like, back in the day, just playing scrims and uploading your VOD or whatever to YouTube, right? With minor editing, just cutting or whatever. It's not a viable growth strategy anymore. I mean, you really need to think out of the box. I mean, the content space in Apex is so how do I what's the right word for it? It's so stale, right? And it's like you need to think really out of the box to grow nowadays. And realistically, the only way a competitor can grow nowadays is if they do good in competition, because that puts more eyes on them, and then with more eyes, that equals more clicks, and then the way you keep those clicks staying around is by then having good content, and that content doesn't necessarily need to be special or out of the box, but it just needs to be good for people to stay, and that's all. That's how it works.
Through the ground, dude. It is 6 feet under, man. It is 6 feet under. So on both sides, and this Discord is so fucking stupid, we are all fighting for the same thing. I mean, my God. Pro players need to do better. EA Respawn need to do better. To think that you're the only one that is correct on this because you're a pro player saying I deserve to be signed, you are dumb as fuck. You are dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. I can't take this discourse anymore, dude. I'm losing my fucking mind. I've been arguing about this since I was 22, and now I'm fucking 28, dude. I'm about to be literally a dad by the time this discourse is done. By the time this conversation is over, like, I'm gonna be a fucking father. This is crazy.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me give you guys a prime example of Apex chat. So Zuni is kind of what Nicewigg is wanting from players. Do you see what I'm saying? Zuni is kind of what Nicewigg wants. He wants a good competitor that makes content, right? Zuni has grinded #1 pred once, posted content. He's doing it now. He did good at LAN. He got 8th or something like that. And his viewership is still like dog shit, right? That is proof that you really need to think out of the box in terms of growing your content. It's not the same anymore. It's not the same space. Apex is very, very stale. There's not much new stuff. There's, you know, so on a content creation side, I mean, it's pretty difficult. It's way easier said than done. Yes, you have the people that literally do nothing, but you also have the people that do something. And you have also even rarer, you have people that do everything. And, you know, it's just...
But man, both sides fucking suck right now. To think you're a pro player who only presses go live to deserve a $3,000 a month is insane entitlement. Insane, dude. Insane. And then to think that EA and Respawn are doing everything they need is crazy. It is crazy. No, dude, Jay, I wanted to say this for a long time. You just sparked this conversation. I'm appreciative of it because I can't really bottle this shit down no more. I'm heated. But man, for real, it is so annoying.
You need good / funny character and charisma and being consistent. So here's the thing, right? You need exposure. You get exposure from being a good competitor, right? Then people click on you. You get exposure if people give you a shout out. That's an exposure. You get exposure from doing something new, right? You get exposure from uploading everywhere, right? Because, you know, more eyes everywhere. And so that's one step. And then the second step is, well, now when you have the exposure, you need to get people to stay. How do you get people to stay? Well, you need to actually be a good content creator for people to stay, right? And I mean, some people that comes easy for them, and for some people the other thing comes easy for them, but regardless, you need both, right? And then on top of that, you need to sprinkle some luck on everything because it's a saturated space. There's so many people trying to do the same thing. There's so many people trying to like be a streamer. There's so many people trying to compete. There's so many, etc., etc., etc. So you need a hell of luck too.
Both sides are correct. EA Respawn need to do a better job. Pro players need to do a better job. Simple as fucking that. Simple as that. And if you can't understand both sides, then I'm sorry, you're just wrong. But both sides can be true at the exact same time, and that is entirely fair to have that take. I'm done. I'm over it. It's the last time I really want to talk about this shit because I am so over it, man. It is unbelievable. If you are a pro who presses go live once a month and you tweet 2 times a month, never, ever, ever complain about not getting signed. Never complain. I will never feel bad for you. Ever. Done. Shout out to the guy who came in my stream and literally said, yo, I'm watching you from the Good Vibes from Lacey's stream yesterday. And then I immediately go on a rant how I'm fucking tilted. See, Tembo, but you can't force pro players to stream or force pro players to make YouTube videos without paying them a reasonable salary to do so. Because then they have to pay editors. They have to still have a PC that's durable to stream. So those resources need to be provided by the orgs. That's why this is so tough. You know what I'm saying? It's just an infinite loop. Because pro players don't have the resources because they're not getting paid enough, and then pro players.
I think I also probably should have said this from the start. I mean, if you're in a scene where you don't get paid and you have to have a job on the side, then that takes away time from content creation and competing. So, you know, that's also kind of what. So when Tempo tweets that like, oh, players are privileged, they're not doing anything, blah 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 blah, right? And that's true in the cases of the pro players that actually do stuff while they're signed, or actually the pro players that don't do stuff when they are signed. So the pro players that are getting a salary they can survive off, and then not using that extra time that frees up to then produce content. That's who Tempo is pointing fingers at. But the way Tempo words it, which in my opinion is fucking dumb and completely like confuses the masses, right? The way he words it is that every single player trying to make it pro that isn't doing content, isn't doing is an idiot. And that's not the case. I mean, majority of EU players, they work jobs, right? Because the EU salaries with orgs is not as like hyperinflated as an NA. And never has been. I mean, back in the day, NA would get 3 times more than EU. A bunch. I can go on a tangent here and like explain why that happened. All of this stuff, even when NA wasn't considered that much better. Blah blah blah. Anyway, but yeah, the problem. So what Nicewigg is kind of saying here is that it kind of needs to start somewhere. All right. Either there's funding in the orgs, and then the orgs can help the players. Or the players are already big, and then that will bring orgs in, right? But yeah, I mean, the question at the end of the day, right, is there ROI, is there return on investment from the business side of things, right? And if the answer is no, then nothing will ever happen, right? And then other than that, maybe some people that are like fortunate enough that already have enough money, or that live at home and parents support it, blah blah blah, maybe they could do something, right? Because then they will have enough time, etc etc.
Players sometimes just have the resource but won't do it. So it's just everyone right now is kind of in a really stuck spot, and that's why a statement needs to be made, or something needs to happen in a major shift. So it's both sides doing terrible. It truly is. It really is both sides just doing a horrible job. And one bad experience with one team can force an org to not pay enough to the next squad, or whatever it may be. You know, it's tough. It's really hard. This is why this shit is not so one-sided. It's so much two different sides, and both are such reasonable voices. That's it. You know?
Oh, Falcons are back in scrim?
For sure. And I agree. I agree, Tempo. Pros that aren't scrimming should have the time to actually make up and do stuff like that, without a doubt, but not everyone can. That's how it goes. It's tough. There's a lot going on. And I'm not trying to like force hate on anybody or say someone's right or wrong and say, fuck this guy, this team needs to be dropped because they don't work. I'm just saying both sides are correct, both sides are right, and I'm just so tired of seeing this discourse for the last like 6 years.
Yeah, Chris, thanks for 56, bro. Much love, man.
Myself have done everything I physically think I could behind the scenes to actually support the ALGS scene. I don't think I literally could do more. There's literally orgs that have told me that they're leaving Apex if I leave Apex. More than 3 orgs have told me that. Whether it was drug communications at a party after an event or whatever it may be, they have told me that. And that should never be the case. It's tough, dude. Everything just kind of sucks right now. And I'm just tired of seeing all this shit.
Assume it is.
And yes, as J-Mo points out, we have an alter caustic Jibby in game 1, which is fucking crazy. And this is a squad that I believe deserves to be signed. So if you are an org looking to get an Apex, sign these fucking guys, man. Sign these guys. Well, top 4 situation. The game 1 cursor mark, though, is real.
Did the editor just add a little too much?
Companies have completely driven away. I mean, any type of company wanting to work with Apex. Trust me, I've tried. Dude, I pull fucking 70,000 viewers at LAN. I've tried to even just get my own tournaments, and companies just don't want to work in Apex. Not everyone does. Thank God for fucking Red Bull who likes to do it. Thank God for Nokia. But without those guys, no one really wants to get involved in Apex because so many companies have come and just gotten shit talked. And that's the unprofessionalism I'm talking about at the same side. You know?
Oh, so the NA, like, oh, this tournament is hosted so bad. It is actually, like, doing damage now. This is, dude, every single time EU has gotten a tournament, even if it was a €100 tournament, everyone in EU was like, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I'm dreaming for fucking times like this. And then NA gets another fucking 5,000, 100 million, quadrillion dollar tournament. And they're like, yeah, this is bad because that guy said something that, and I don't like that. So now I'm gonna tweet in front of my thousands of followers and say how much I hate this shit. And dude, it's so fucking dude, man. EU has had like 3 like tournaments hosted the last 4 years, man. 4 years. Stop giving shit to NA, man. Stop. Dude, NA has been getting funding and support from the very start, man. And it's just a bunch of ungrateful fucking snot kids, dude. I fucking hate it, man. EU actually appreciates shit. Please help EU out, man. Please.
No, they're still up there. They have to talk.
43, 40. Hold on that kid. Hold on the Sparrow.
I'm batting.
What do we play into? I think we play into this height. We can shoot top left as well.
Shit talk, bro, is not okay, but the actual criticism is fine. You know, Andrew?
Okay.
I can give you with the left team. We can just play up and take their high ground.
It's just not a good look. Criticism, cool. Shit talk, not great.
Constructive criticism, not just any criticism.
Oh, a good amount of science for
And
sure.
not unsolicited criticism either. I mean, if a tournament is giving you guys thousands of free money, you know, maybe don't give unsolicited criticism. And maybe just be thankful that there is anything in the tournament. Even if they tell you guys to fucking roll over and spread your butt cheeks or whatever they might say. I don't care, dude. Motherfucker, spit in my face and give me a tournament. I'll say, thank you, sir, please. Like, please, just, man, come on, dude. Please, EU will thank you. Listen, any sponsors or orgs out there or anyone, please, EU will thank you, please.
Get a fucking bang cha-cha, man.
Okay, guys, just chill.
No, it's nowhere near over for Apex. I'm just talking about the discourse. This game is nowhere near dead. Thank God the esports thriving in some way. Viewership is still good for a lot of people. I'm just saying in general, you know?
Yeah, I'm playing with you.
Sen gonna be dead. Lauder now gone, baby.
Bobbin 14.
Yeah, he's getting knocked on.
Might get queued on from low ground. Low ground team speaking. One's cracked. Nice.
Thanks for all the follows, guys. Love you. Appreciate you.
Chat, I do want to share some stuff. All right, I think the video is pretty much over. I do want to share some stuff. There is a lot of like pessimism around Apex Comp, and I think right now we are nearing the end of Apex Comp. Unfortunately, I think it's just a matter of one Twitter post and it's like GG's, right? One Twitter post from Respawn side like saying, oh, you know, we're gonna do that or that, and then GG's. And that sucks. I really think like we are very close to the end. But with that said, the devs are doing a phenomenal job at the moment. The devs are listening to criticism. They're fixing shit fast. The game is moving in the right directions. Changes are being done. Everything is fucking great right now. Like, the game is progressing. So while I say we are near the end of Comp Apex permanently, we could also very well be near a brand new, like, blossoming comp scene, right? It's like, you know that meme where there's like 2 roads and one is like a haunted house and one is like fucking fairyland or whatever. And like we are at that crossroad right now, and the game could like there is a chance, but it's extremely fragile right now, and 1 or 2 wrong moves from Respawn right now and it's completely wraps. GG's. This year, competitive side of things, not in terms of the changes to it, but the way that the competitive system has worked this year has been extremely damaging. Not to the point of no repair, but it's been super, super damaging to the point where it's like, it's really questionable if they will be able to repair it in time. But yeah, that's my take. And that's it for reacting to Wigg's video. All good. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.